Hello and welcome to episode 1 of season 8 of the Two Manager Project, and this is part 1 where we're going to be dealing with Manager 1 and Royal Wootton Bassett. We're going to start off with the season preview, and look, Royal Wootton Bassett predicted to finish 24th and 1,000 to 1 odds to win it. So yet again we're predicted not to do very well. There has been quite a few transfers, which I think we'll start with. Just going to transfer history. Let's go and have a look at the released players first, because that's quite important. Pringle retired, as you might expect, but we let go of Fergus McCautry. He's only been with us a couple of seasons, but he just wasn't national quality. He had a good season in the South, but he didn't have a great season in the National and couldn't hold on to a first team place, so he went. Archie Edwards went as well, similar problem. Couldn't really hold on to his spot. It has left us with a bit of a left back issue. I think the only two left backs we have in the squad are both on loan now. That's how bad it is. But nevertheless, he wasn't up to, as I mentioned, national standard, so he had to go as well. Mitchell Colshaw, same story. He didn't have a bad time with us, but like I say, he couldn't really step it up last season either. So again, apparently suited more to the South than anything else. Elliot Bolton, we finally let him go. Of course, when we signed him way back in the 21-22 season, he was quite the revelation and helped improve the team when we were in the Southern Premier Central, and was, of course, a key player when we got promoted into the South. And he didn't have a bad season in the South either. Again, considering we went up when we probably shouldn't have, but again, unable to keep hold of a first team place once we got to the National, so it was time to let him go, unfortunately. And finally, Phil Taylor, as you know, another youngster. If we'd have been able to develop him, maybe he would have gone further, but nobody's getting developed when you're only training a couple of times a week, unfortunately. But yeah, when he joined us, he had some solid times. Again, had a solid season in the Vanarama South, but here in the National, he hasn't really cut the mustard, and actually put him out on loan to Gosport, where he did all right, but like I say, no longer with us, unfortunately. But that did give us a little bit of room, and if we go to back to all transfers, we've brought in some fairly decent players. One mistake I feel like I made in the transition between, or at least in the first season in the National, is during the close season I made some knee-jerk signings like Finch and Kenyon because they'd been good at Elzo in and were available. It was a mistake. I should have been looking for better quality and raising the overall quality of the squad so that this season wouldn't be like last season. Theoretically, this should be a better season for us based on these transfers and the quality of the squad and the pre-season we've had. But this season should have been last season, meaning this season should be better than what it's going to be because of the mistakes I made. However, I actually got some pretty solid players in. I've brought in a few loans as well. Dishon Bernard is the first. He's a free transfer again, central defender. And oh look, the usual deterioration that occurs from not being able to train full time. Solid player, has had a decent pre-season, gives us a bit more depth in central defence, but he is sort of one of the top players. Robbie O'Neill is on loan from Nottingham Forest. He's a left back. One of two we've brought in on loan. He's shown a little bit of improvement, but again, he's, like I say, I'm pretty sure that I can show you. We didn't have a lot of options. Stabana's a right back and Cooper's a central defender. So Robbie O'Neill and Evan Cranston, who will be coming up later, are both on loan and will be taking turns in that role. Ian Knight has come in on loan from Luton. He's a 5'2 winger. He's reasonably quick and reasonably agile. He's actually had a fairly decent pre-season, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. He's fun to watch. He's not quite full-on national level, but he does well enough. I don't play him as a defensive winger. He has been playing as a winger up here. Like I say, he's looked good in pre-season, as you can see. He's 11 starts with 2 goals and 2 assists. As you can see, we did a lot of pre-season friendlies this season just to try and get everybody going up. But as you can see, in terms of his determination, being in the correct mentoring group has helped him as well. After that, it's Reece Wells, who came in on a free from Herne Bay, which is quite a little way down. But Reece is attacking central midfielder. He doesn't have a lot in the way of discernible skills, but he has half-decent physicals. And he's had quite a decent pre-season with 9 starts, 2 sub-appearances with 3 goals and 3 assists, an average rating of 7.13. I mean, he's a good option. We'll see how things go. We also brought in Bilal Chebli because we needed a bit more depth in that position, and he is a central midfielder who can also play as an attacking midfielder. Again, 3 stars, current ability, potential of 4 stars. He's on loan from Charlton Athletic. Hasn't set the world alight in pre-season, to be fair. But, like I say, he is really only a backup at this point. Carl Bird has come in on loan from AFC Wimbledon. He's a striker. We needed some striking depth. Corkery, of course, is still with us, but a few others like Swifty and such like are not. They have already left. So, hoping for Carl Bird to do all right. He's done all right in pre-season. 3 starts, 6 sub-appearances, and he did manage a goal, so he can score goals. It's just, again, early to say. This is one of our actual signings and actually cost us some money, which is part of the reason why we're now under budget, which is Tivong Rushesha, who is a right back and a decent one at that. He's got decent physicals, reasonable mentals, and actually has some skills. He's Welsh, under 19 capped. I'm hoping that if he does well for us, he's going to get some first team caps, because he's not been bad, in pre-season. He actually got an assist in there. He looks plenty solid, and like I say, in terms of his ability and stuff, he's quite an improvement on what we had before. These are, of course, not our strongest positions in the last season. Now, this guy coming up next, who we signed on a free transfer, Luca De La Torre, he is our star player. He's valued at 200k. He was 240k, and that seems to have dropped a bit. Or was he at 180k? Anyway, it doesn't really matter when you look at him. When you compare him to the rest of our squad, he is worth about 4 times what they are. He's got that decline. He's an American. He's 27 years old. He's got under 20 cap. He came in on a free. He was at Milton Keynes Dons last season. He's been alrightish around League One, so I'm kind of hopeful it'll do well for us. And he's had some interesting performances in pre-season. You can see 10 starts with 1 sub, 4 goals, 5 assists, and that's playing out as a winger on support. So he might be our leading goal scorer this season, but I at least feel like we got a bit more threat up front than we did last season, which was pretty much key. So yeah, he's our star player, star signing. We've also brought in Alfie Matthews. He is advanced playmaker as well as a striker. Plus he can play out on the wing too. He's more of a utilitarian player, to be honest, than first team. He's only managed 7 sub appearances with 1 start, but he still managed a goal and a player of the match for it. So he might be staking a claim to a first team place, depending on what happens. Who else have we got? Steve Reese. I will go on about this later, but I did actually sign him from Newport County. He's a right winger. Good pace, good teamwork. Not a lot else going for him. Like I say, he was at Newport. I think he only managed 1 game for them before he's come here. So we'll see how he does. Another young Welsh player. And finally, it's Evan Cranston, who's another left back. He's the one who's on loan, right? Yeah, from Chesterfield. Not quite as good as the other left back, but like I say, we needed the depth. So between the two of them, they're going to be rotating around that position for the rest of the season, probably. Now, if we go take a quick look at the finances, I'm a little bit over the budget, unfortunately. I tried to keep it below, and I would have been fine if I hadn't have had to sign another left back. That's what I'm going to blame it on. So we're just very slightly over. Our committed spending is below the budget, but our current spending is slightly over. So there's not a lot I can really do about that, unfortunately. Okay, it is time for Royal Wootton Bassett's first game of the season at home to Chesterfield. Chesterfield, of course, expected to win. In goal, it is Wilkes, a back 4 of O'Neill, Bernard, Ison and Rashesha. O'Neill, Bernard and Rashesha all making their debut. Central midfield, Jackie Finch and Martin Parr. Parr, of course, having extended his loan again from Swindon. He was one of our better players last season, so it seemed silly not to extend his loan, and hopefully we will be able to sign him at the end of the season, should they not renew his contract. Left wing Knight, central attacker midfield Wells, out right it is Della Torre, all three making their debut, and up front it is Baptiste. So yeah, I don't fancy their chances, but... Okay. Oh, I never did show you the pre-season. I'm going to go back and show it to you now. There's a reason being. Come on. Surely I can go home. There we go. We'll come back to the match in just a second. Yeah. We had quite a good pre-season. We had a run of 4 losses there. One against Forest Green. I mean, again, higher division us and all the rest of it. And obviously we lost against Burnley and Villa. This was a money-making scheme, which hopefully helped our bank account a bit. And then, of course, we lost to Cheshunt, who we probably should have beaten after that. But look, we had a fabulous result against Monmouth. But look at this. We beat Swindon twice. Again, I played more pre-season friendlies this season than last season. And we'll see if it pays off or not. But yeah, look at this. 1-0 away to Swindon and 3-1 at home to Swindon. So that was quite exciting. Obviously not for Swindon. The report, funny enough, came off saying that Bassett should not get carried away. But yeah, 2 wins in a row against a team in League One. It's not bad. So I think those predictions about us being 1,001 to win it are a little bit harsh, I would suggest. Anyway, let's go back to the match. And we are ready to kick off. Apparently I like the Chesterfield manager. He's as bald as I am, apparently. Chesterfield in the red with the black shorts, and of course Bassett in the blue with the yellow socks. And we will go on to full match start off. We're unbalanced. Looks like Chesterfield are keeping possession. They're passing a lot. Okay, that was a ball from Bernard to De La Torre, but he was tackled. Boyd Muntz to Rowley now for Chesterfield. Divers coming very slowly for. I think at the moment, yeah, we are regrouping. Let's counter press. See if that helps us. I don't want to create too much space. There we go. Knight now on the counter attack finds Baptiste for Bassett. Dispossessed by Rowley. And it is back with Chesterfield again. Chesterfield coming forward. Boyd Muntz doesn't get anywhere. De La Torre finds Rochesha. They've already worked up a bit of a partnership through pre-season, which is actually quite nice. Cohesion's already quite good for this squad, considering how many new faces there are in it. Boyd Muntz now coming forward, and Love. Rowley. Price out wide to Clark. Clark's on his own. Gets a cross in. Cleared by Bernard. Ison finally clears it wide. I don't know if we should push or if we should... Let's go cautious a wee bit. Throw in from Chesterfield. Oh dear. I'm going to let you play through that injury because it's not coming up. Not sure what happened there. Alright, throw in now for Chesterfield. Maybe I should have gone the other way and actually gone with a more positive attitude. Let's try it. Ison with the tackle there puts the ball forward, so I was watching what they were doing. Baptiste. Oh, Baptiste. He's not had a bad old go of things in pre-season, but he's never a goal scorer. Ison finds Parr to Finch. Finch with a pass back to Wills. Well, O'Neill coming forward finds Wells. Finch finds Parr. Wells through to Baptiste. Parr again. Ball forward for De La Torre. He gets to it. What's he going to do? Parr. Wells is there, but Baptiste was perhaps not best positioned. It's quite an exciting match. O'Neill with the free kick. I should put this into key highlights in a minute, Wells, because Bassett are coming forward and looking dangerous, which is good. Baptiste is not doing well. Okay, Rochesha. Ball over the top. Statham. Ooh, Knight finds it. Parr to Wells. Come on, Finch. Knight. Oh, come on, Parr. You can do better than that. Let's get wide, Knight. Get quick up on the wing. I might put you on attack. O'Neill. Finch. O'Neill again. Come on, O'Neill. I keep forgetting about the whipped crosses. It needs to be back on mixed. We don't need just whipped crosses anymore. Wells coming forward. He's on a run. De La Torre. Not ideal. Bernard to Finch. Knight. Looking for the overlap. O'Neill to Finch. Parr. Wells. Disp doesn't get the ball through. Rowley now. We're not really getting the crosses in here, are we? Alright, ball over the top. O'Neill clears it. I am going to go on to key highlights, I think. I do wonder if I need to take a look at what you guys are doing. Let's put De La Torre on attack just for the holy heck of it. See if that makes a difference. I'm also going to try getting creative. Go on, Bassett! We can do this. It's already 21 minutes and we haven't conceded anything. Poor Reece Wells. Not sure why he's struggling a bit, and I don't know why De La Torre is having a bad game. Our star player that I was boasting about. Let's try that and put Wells on support. Oh, Wells is dispossessed. Has it slowed down? No, it hasn't. Bernard finds Finch. Parr now on the ball. Finch again. Wells to come forward. De La Torre has a go, but he gets a throw in out of it from the rebound. Demand more. Wells and Knight are a bit nervous. I'm not sure why. De La Torre's picked his game up a bit, which is something. Well, let us passionately remind them what Chesterfield did to us before, and I think Baptista's got to come off. Let's have a look. Who are we bringing on? It's either Alfie Matthews. Let's try Alfie Matthews. What can Matthews play as? Let's leave him as the advance forward. He can move around, so could swap with Wells if need be. Who else we got on the bench? Mr. Bird. Well, everybody's heard about the Bird. How are we doing in defence? Everybody's not too bad apart from Robbie O'Neill. Poor Mr. O'Neill. Alright. Let's just leave it like that for now. Start the second half. And demand more from the kick-off. Because, yeah, Mr. Wells not having a great game. Goal kick from Wilkes. Part with a long ball forward for Matthews. He gets on it. It's 1-on-1. And he scores. Alfie Matthews. First goal of the season. Long ball forward from Parr. Found him and he got on the end of it. That was quite pleasant. Lovely ball by Parr. And perfectly placed. And with some fairly significant strength, I might add. Bassett move up to 9th. Not bad for a first game of the season. Ellison with a goal kick for Chesterfield. Parr comes forward. Puts it through for De La Torre. He's 1-on-1. And he gets it. It's his first goal of the season. Another assist by Martin Parr. Again, he's having a stormer. That's what I signed him for. I'm playing him as a deep line playmaker. And he's excelling quite nicely. But yeah, that was quite nice. And lovely place there by De La Torre. Could argue the keeper could have done more, but I'm not going to because we're 2-0 up. And that is how we want to be this season. Matthews at free kick for Bassett. Oh, just wide. Looks like he's trying to curl it, but I'm going to have to look into... Oh, Warren Clark is injured for Chesterfield, unfortunately. Poor old Chesterfield. Nobody's doing bad for us. Rashesha with a throw into De La Torre. Parr. Wells. Wells again. Finds Finch. Oh, dispossessed Rowley. And there's a counter-attack, but Bernard has cut out the long ball there. Baker back on it for Chesterfield on the run forward. Long ball for Price. Price gets to it, but Wilkes saves it. Oh, and they didn't even get a corner at it. Looks like Bassett went straight back to the counter-attack there. I get Bassett and Oldham mixed up just because I now support both teams and they both play in blue. So, anyway. Corner, Rochesha to take it. Far post was Bernard, and it just cleared. I think Bernard is quite tall, if memory serves. Let's have a quick look after this one. Rochesha with another delivery. Waiting for it. Short this time. Matthews has another. Rochesha with a bite of cherry. Puts a cross in. De La Torre. Just mobbed. Bless him. Before anything could be done. And another corner. Rochesha to take it. Matthews again. Ison. Rochesha. Nope. Was not to get that one in. Rowley on a counter-attack for Chesterfield. Wells gets to it first. It's almost time. Come on, Bassett. Hold on. That's only 2 goals. Diver with the corner. Ooh, just put over. Well, it's full time. That is a fabulous first game of the season for Bassett. Fabulous start to the national campaign against Chesterfield. 2-0 and pretty comfortable at that. Very, very happy with that, and I should tell you so. Apart from anything else, our morale started off better this season than it did last because we didn't get hammered in every pre-season friendly. There you go. Magnificent. Very well done. Alrighty, we'll just have a quick review. Royal and Bassett sat in third after their first game. Joint top on 3 points. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I was not expecting that result, and I certainly wasn't expecting us to be quite so dominant. I do hope that's a sign of things to come. It certainly is the opposite you would expect of a team that's 1,001 to win this. I don't think we'll win it, don't get me wrong. There's a heck of a lot of games. I mean, it's a 46-game season. So, yeah, there's a long way to go yet. But in terms of our upcoming fixtures, obviously, we have the rest of August to go. I do intend to be back in September. It's going back to the old style of pretty much one per month or where interesting games are. So, for example, whomever we might play there may very well be October's game for Royal Wootton Bassett. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.